Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls has just been confirmed to be attending EVO 2025, and with this announcement, we got a ton of new information as well, coming to us from an official announcement from PlayStation's blog post. This includes the exact day that we can expect Marvel Tokon news, screenshots showing the official character and stage select screens, and information on the first time the game will be playable to the public. Needless to say, we have a ton of news to get into today, but before we break it all down, make sure to show off your hype for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls by scrolling down and hitting that like button to help us reach our like goal of 25 likes on this video. And while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any Marvel Fighting Souls news as it comes out. Now without further ado, let's get into breaking down this PlayStation blog post about Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. The blog post is titled Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls debuts at EVO 2025, plus new insight via a developer combat panel livestream August 1st. The full article will also be linked down below if you're interested in taking a look at some of these screenshots we'll be showing off later. Dearest fighting game aficionados, tag team warriors, Marvel fans, and everyone in between. On behalf of the teams at PlayStation XDev, Arc System Works, and Marvel Games, it is our pleasure to announce that the very first playable experience for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls will be at EVO Las Vegas 2025 at the Arc System Works booth. Attendees will be able to duke it out with their friends and construct their very own 4-character team from a roster of 6 playable Marvel legends, including Captain America, Iron Man, Storm, Star-Lord, Ms. Marvel, and of course, Doctor Doom. In addition, we are thrilled to be hosting a developer combat panel with key members of the Arc System Works and Marvel Games development teams, taking place on Friday, August 1st at 8 p.m. Pacific Time on the EVO Showcase stage. We will be shedding new light on the core gameplay mechanics, so we really hope to see you there. And if you can't make it in person, you'll be able to watch the panel live streamed at youtube.com/@EVO events. Lastly, we'd like to end with a message from the Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game director, Kazuto Pachi Sakine. This is Sakine, director of Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. I'd like to express our thanks on behalf of the entire development team for the incredible response to the State of Play trailer. The game is still under development, but we're really looking forward to sharing more in our EVO panel, and especially for fans to try it out for themselves with the very first trial version at the event. My hope is to assemble with all the players and create an amazing game together. We're trying out many new things to offer a fresh experience. I can't wait to hear your feedback and thoughts. Get ready to assemble your team, and we'll see you at EVO. And that about wraps up everything presented in the post. Now let's get to breaking it down. First things first, I can't wait any longer. Let's talk about these screenshots, because oh my god, do the selection screens and the UI for the game look phenomenal. They keep that awesome comic book panel aesthetic that we saw a lot of during the reveal trailer, and kick it up to a 10 when it comes to the selection screens. In the first screenshot here, we can see the character selection screen where the character section of the screen seems to support character portraits that, when I try eyeballing it anyways, seems to be about 5 wide and about 8 tall. Meaning if every slot was used, although as a major caveat, I don't think every inch of space will be filled on launch, it should mean there is a potential to be up to 40 characters on the roster from that inside middle section. Now, if you guys haven't caught it already, after the game was announced, I made a video which is now being shown on screen on my personal roster predictions that I thought the developers would add into the launch of the game. And in it, I did hypothesize it would be somewhere within this range, but ultimately landing on the total number of characters for the prediction being 32. If you haven't caught it already, make sure to check out the full thing as it will be linked down in the description below. Now getting back to the screenshot, besides it looking awesome, we do notice something else. Every character will apparently have their own corresponding emblem, as you can see on the side of Captain America and Ms. Marvel's names that go with their logos. And we can also see characters have difficulty meters that are at the very bottom. And when paired along with the second screenshot, which you can see here, you can see on the sides of the character select screen there seem to be assigned roles to your characters that you choose, and the order they're selected in do seem to matter. As in the first screenshot, it looks like the order selected seems to determine maybe on what direction of the D-pad or fight stick that their assist can be located on. And when cross-referencing it with the second screenshot, you can see every direction has a particular name, with facing towards the enemy being the shooter assist, up being the vertical assist, and away from the enemy being the assault assist. With of course assumingly your first character chosen being the leader role at the very top, and most likely the fighter you start off your match with. When we go to the third screenshot, you can see the simple UI in its full glory, where we see the teams differ a little bit from the assemble select counterpart, as you can see the cap team from screenshot 2 is now different from the third screenshot team. But I would assume that the character portraits on the top left and the top right would mimic what we see here on screenshot 2's assemble page if the team were to be the exact same. Along with this, in screenshot 3, we see health bars, special bars at the bottom going up to a max of 150, and what I assume to be breaker or counter bars underneath the health bars. But that isn't confirmed as of yet. One thing I think is really interesting from this screenshot though, is that Captain America and Iron Man have a sort of suffix before their names, leading me to believe that these two characters on screen right now are rocking their quote-unquote basic outfits called Fighting Avengers, where we will have alternate versions to possibly unlock in-game through a potential campaign, or challenge modes, or of course as microtransactions. Although this isn't confirmed, I think this is highly likely that this is what those suffixes are that appear before the name and above the health bar. It would also make sense to me as to why they would have the same suffix. And last thing about screenshot 3 before we move on, you can also see alternate colorways confirmed as the teams have duplicate characters, with the left side rocking traditional colors, while on the right, Doom is in all white and gold, which looks awesome by the way, and Star-Lord is in a black colorway as well. Speaking of which, I think it's interesting these screenshots are showing Star-Lord's face, as we didn't see it in the reveal trailer, but it's his default portrait it seems. Lastly, for the fourth screenshot, we see stage select keeps up the comic panel motif, while also showing the three parts of the stage. The middle being where you start off by default, while the left and right are both places that you can seemingly wall break into with correlating attacks, abilities, and pressure. It also shows off that there will be some sort of music selection in the game as well, as we see a music option at the top right of the screenshot. Moving on from the screenshots and coming back to the blog post itself, in the corresponding image used at the top showcasing the 6 characters available at the EVO Playable demo, on the top left we see the emblems we mentioned before, and they seem to correspond to all the heroes that we see, going from the top left hero to the right, then the bottom left hero to the right, while showing off of course awesome artwork for these characters. Now from what they said in the blog post itself, just from the introduction, I think it's very clear that they're trying to make this game for fighting game fans and people interested in jumping in from a casual standpoint. I think this first playtest is going to hold a lot of weight when it comes to people's opinion about the game. If you're going to EVO and trying to play it at the event, you'll have to go to the Arc System Works booth, which I'm sure will be packed, so make sure to get there early. And for those of us not in attendance, we will still be graced with the Developer Combat panel on August 1st at 8 PM Pacific Time on the EVO Showcase stage, which I'm assuming will be the main stream for EVO, as if you aren't familiar, EVO usually has a bunch of streams running at the same time for different events and tournaments. This showcase is said to quote, shed new light on core gameplay mechanics, which will more than likely showcase that assist function that I pointed out earlier, along with what those bars truly do that we got to see in the third screenshot UI for the game. So far, there is no mention of there being additional character or stage reveals for the game here at EVO, but personally, I wouldn't be surprised if something like that did happen. I think it's still completely possible we get a mention of a reveal closer to the event through their socials or as a quote-unquote surprise for those that tune into the event. They may even do the combat showcase with the new stage or character in question. Overall, I think this game is looking awesome, and if they get good feedback from the event goers saying the gameplay is fun and makes sense for the game, it could be the next big thing when it comes to the fighting game community. I am personally very excited to see what they have to show us at EVO, and I'm counting on all of you guys heading to EVO to give us your thoughts on the game when you get the chance. And of course, if you're looking for a way to catch all that content on August 1st, we'll be co-streaming the event here live on the channel when the day comes. Speaking of which, let me know if you guys are excited to see more of the gameplay, if you'll be attending EVO or catching its online showcase, and who you want to see make the full roster in the comment section down below. For everyone who's made it this far, thank you so much for making it to the end of the video. If you enjoyed or found it entertaining, make sure to scroll down and make that like button glow so we can reach our like goal of 25 likes for this video. As always, your support through your viewership, liking, and subscribing is always greatly appreciated and helps me out tremendously against the high-low mix-up threat that is the YouTube algorithm. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you guys next time. Peace!